is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, Angreifer here, and this is a DC Legends video. In this video, we're gonna go over one of my favorite toons of all time. He was a toon that I actually started working on later in the game. Like I was already not close to endgame. Let's say late mid game, and then I started working on him, and then I just like used him for a year and a half straight. He's absolutely incredible. He is Castaway Green Arrow, and actually, before making this video, I had like this idea, just thinking like, okay, well, he's something different in the game, for me at least. And you guys can debate whether or not, but he is always been consistently good, always consistently at least A tier. Like you can find a use for him. He has a PvP week that's ending today, if I'm not mistaken, by the time this video is going to air. So that's why I'm making this video. I love him. He's incredible. And he's always been, even before I had him, when people were talking about him, there hasn't been like a rework to mention that I can think of for Castaway Green Arrow. So everyone has always said that he's been at least very, very good, above average. So that made me think, what if I do a Hall of Fame? If you guys don't know, if you guys first time watching or haven't seen the many videos, I'm a huge sports fan, mostly NBA. But now I'm thinking like, what if there is a Hall of Fame? Meaning, who are the toons that have been the best? It's been 3 years. Well, how long has this game been out? 4 or 5 years? I've been in this game for 3 years, and it's like, okay, so who are the best of the best of the best? Meaning, for example, you have to be consistently good. And I'm not going to try to do some sports references here, like not a whole lot of them, but it is, you can't just have been good for a spell. You can't just have been good, starting now. You have to have a Hall of Fame campaign to where like, from the beginning or as early as we can remember or from very early on in your life as a toon in this game, you were always good. You were always A tier. Sometimes you went S tier, sometimes you went back to A tier, but you were always in that S and A tier like bracket, for lack of a better term. And Castaway Green Arrow will fall in that. One that came to my head immediately was Green Lantern Hal Jordan. Albeit through the rework, he's been like that, but for the last 2 years, he's been consistently great. So would he be a candidate for the Hall of Fame? One that wouldn't make it that people think would be Black Flash. Not because he isn't incredible and not a PvP god, it's the fact that he's been around less than a year. So let's see how the rest of his DC Legends career develops before we like tag him as a Hall of Famer. So what I might do is like create a poll and then put like, and do this like every 6 months. I don't know, every 3 months. It's not, something ridiculous, but like put 3 names on the poll. Right now it would be like Castaway Green Arrow, Green Lantern Hal Jordan, and I can't think of another one off the top of my head, really. But let's just say those 2 are there, and whoever wins is the one that gets in. It's not going to be a Hall of Fame class of 5 toons. It'll be 1 toon, Castaway Green Arrow, Green Lantern Hal Jordan, and Power Girl. Let's just to throw her in there. All right, these 3 have been consistently great since I've played the game. There are people who have less experience, more experience than me. And so then as we go ahead and vote, we're like, okay, well, I definitely think that if I had to pick one, it would be Castaway Green Arrow out of those 3. And then after all those percentages are calculated after a week, it's just like, okay, boom, Castaway Green Arrow is in the Hall of Fame. So that is the idea that I have. Whether it's fun or stupid, let me know. But I think I'm gonna like develop that and then maybe do it like every 3 to 4 months just to put 1 toon into the Hall of Fame. In any case, I'm gonna go over his kit. I'm gonna take him to PvP, and then I'm gonna do my extended version for the Patreons at the end of that video. So before we get into it, I drop DC Legends videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Marvel Future Revolutions videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So please like, please subscribe, and if you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. Now, as we get into his kit, as you can see, I have him fully ringed out. I have him RB1. I am tempted to take him RB2 just because of who he is and who he's been on my account. Like, I bought gem packs for him. I spent like $11,000 on 250 frags about a year and a half ago just so I could take him RB1. Like, he is absolutely incredible. A year and a half ago? It's like towards the beginning of 2020. All right, anyway, so maybe not quite a year and a half ago. Anyway, on the A1, damage and purge 2 buffs from an enemy, purge 2 extra buffs if Green Arrow is invisible, so off the bat, he's going to be invisible to begin with. Like he's always putting up invisibility, but then when he hits you with the arrow, he purges 4 buffs. Incredible. Apply 40% turn meter down if Green Arrow is invisible. So good. I need to use him more. I keep saying that about every tune I go over, but I do need to use him more. And he was on all of my teams, all of them. Even when Martian Manhunter and Cheetah got their rework and there was that turn meter, he was still on there. And then Black Flash came along and kind of pushed him out because Black Flash became the new turn meter manipulator. But he was always there. On his A2, heavy damage to an enemy, gain invisibility, purge up to 3 buffs. You'll notice a theme going on here, invisibility and purging buffs, which, awesome. Light damage on his A3, multi-shot. Light damage and apply 20% turn meter down to all enemies. This was the thing to have. Like before Black Flash, you would have Martian Manhunter, Cheetah, actually Lex before Martian Manhunter and Cheetah had their reworks to counter Lex's rework. You would have Lex, you would use this A3, you would gain invisibility, which was a buff, which meant you gained overheal and turn meter. You would reduce their turn meter, and then like it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible, and 50% chance to gain 1 debuff immunity. Didn't even really realize he had that. Like he was so stupid good. Then passive. 20% chance to use cover shot on random enemy at the end of every teammate's turn. That procs a lot more than 20%, and I love the fact that it does. It's incredible. 50% chance to use cover shot twice. That is included, and when you use his A1, it'll have 50% chance of going twice. And then if it procs the passive, it still has a 50% chance to go twice there as well. So you're sitting there and invisible. You proc this ability, the A1, you remove 4 buffs. And then if it goes again, you remove another 4 buffs. Incredible. Then on his A5, passive ability, all teammates have a 50% chance to purge 1 buff when damaging an enemy. It is nuts good. Oh, and also apply 10% turn meter down. So like your team applies 10% turn meter down and purges a buff if he's just in the roster. So good. Also, just on his stats, he does okay damage, like a little bit above average, but about average damage. It's more you bring him for utility than you actually do for the damage. And then on top of it, he is, okay, so go down the list of the fastest tunes in the game. Impulse is first, then you have Wally West, then you have Reverse Flash, then you have Black Flash, Barry, Jake Garrett. Those are your speedsters. Then you have Aqualad, and they made Aqualad faster than Kaga. I don't know why when he came out they did, and Aqualad is just actually booty in this game, so doesn't even matter. But still, Aqualad. And then you have Castaway, Green Arrow, and Red Robin, who are apparently at a tie. However, whenever I go, tie always goes to the attacker, so Green Arrow, and then you have Red Robin, and so on and so forth. So he is in the top 10 of the fastest in the game, and the second fastest that is not a speedster, and the fastest of the characters who are not speedsters and don't suck. Meaning Aqualad is maybe the fastest, but he sucks. And then you have Castaway, Green Arrow, and Red Robin. You know what I mean? Like he's incredible. So I'm gonna take him right. I'm actually excited to do this because I haven't played with him like a lot in the last. Ooh, I can't even do that because that's the villain Gem Blitz. Ooh, I'm gonna have to buy PvP energy to make up for that. All right, so let's take him in. Now here's the other thing. He is exceedingly plug and play because of what he does. He just fits on any team just about. Now, there are better teams for him and better things that you can do, but just outright, he is incredible basically everywhere you try to put him. So now I'm going to try to build a team. Let's put him in place of Huntress. Where are you, Castaway? I want to take him RB. Honestly, I would take him RB2 in this video right now if I wasn't too Rebirth Crystal shy of it. Next, we will take... Let's take Tara to protect us against Harley Quinn, just in case. Although we're going to have a problem with... Or actually, you know what? Let's go with the old school roster a little bit. Let's go with Green Lantern Hal Jordan. We'll do that. And then next up, Castaway Green Arrow can take out Wonder Girl. Relatively easy. So then I want another energy, and I'm leaving Spectre in there. Should I? Probably not. Probably not. Let's see, another energy. Okay. And this is the thing. I don't even have to think about like, oh, well, I hope this one goes up. Oh, you know what? You know what? I might go with the old school comp that I used to use a lot of times. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Killer Frost. I think does Killer Frost have an event coming up, or does she just have one? I think she just had one. And Killer Frost is pretty boss. All right, let's go with that. But let's see what happens. So the issue that I'm going to run into is I want to use his A3 first to reduce their turn meter. However, that's going to proc Azrael. What I want to do, best case scenario here, is that I get to do the A3. Azrael goes off. Green Lantern Hal Jordan takes out Harley Quinn. And then, see, I don't want Azrael to proc. So I'm hoping that 2 shots will make him not proc, and he's going to. All right, so now we'll just take out Harley Quinn, and then this will leave us an open alley to taking out Azrael. But let's go ahead and try to, because I'm a bit worried about what's going to happen next with Wonder Girl. So let's go ahead and freeze you. Plus side about Killer Frost A2 is that it doesn't do damage, it just stuns. Let's go ahead and we go there. Take her out. Of course, Azrael procs. Let's hope he takes out Castaway Green Arrow. That jerk. You didn't know that this video was about Castaway Green Arrow, not about you, sir? Not about you, sir. It's been so long that I've had to deal with Azrael as like, and maybe you guys tell me if I'm losing it. Azrael started out for like a good, I guess maybe 6 months, for a while, where he was the problem you had to deal with. And now with Spectre running around, I have not seen as much Azrael lately. Or is that just me? He's not around like he used to be. So, yeah. Tell me, has Azrael effectively been kind of pushed out of the meta in terms of like, he's still there, but he's not there as much as he used to be because of Spectre? Let me know. Or is there some other effect? Because I think I would like to say that before Spectre, I was seeing less and less of Azrael. Like he wasn't coming around nearly as much, but he was still there. But then maybe I'm off base. Am I really off base here? Was he always around and I just didn't notice? See, there's Azrael again. Maybe I'm off base completely. Maybe he's always been there. Maybe he's the sneaky egg from Puss in Boots. If you guys get that reference, I love you. Puss in Boots, the movie. Humpty Dumpty, the egg, the sneaky egg that was always around. If you haven't seen that movie, watch that movie. It's pretty funny. And then you'll get that reference. All right, so let's see here. How would I have normally built a team to deal with Azrael? It would have been Red Robin, Arcus. We don't have a... And maybe it was Azrael that kind of pushed Castaway Green Arrow out of the meta. Because at the same time, Castaway Green Arrow's best attribute is his A3. And if you use the A3 while you have Azrael around, then it just increases your chances of proccing him. So I need someone who's going to lay down a big smack on Azrael and the rest of the team. So what I may do, because I don't want to put in Red Robin, Starfire maybe. Boop. And then next on the mystical side to deal with Arcus, which could be basically anyone. I think I'm going to use Grundy, albeit, you know what, Spectre might be best here. Just because then I'll use Spectre to take away Barda's taunt and all that other crap that she's about to ramp up. But then the question is should I still use Starfire as the next? But anyway, let's go ahead and plug him in there, Castaway into that team, and see what happens. Now here's the same thing that's happening again. And actually, you know what? I could have done without Spectre now that I see what's happening with Castaway. This was a miscalculation on my part, because Castaway is going to remove the buff from Barda. Although, you know what? No, because there is still the chance that she procs off that damage. So maybe it's best to do it that way. Thankfully, Azrael did not proc, so we will stun him while the stunning's good. Now, we do not have enough to actually set off her A3, so let's go ahead and take Arcus out. Let's heal somebody. That'll give Starfire some more buffs. Let's go ahead and do the A3. This is going to set off Azrael, but the idea here is even if we do get taken out, as long as Starfire is still up and she has her intelligence ups, we'll be able to take out everybody else. So, yep, Azrael procs. Now, oh, actually, I might be able to handle the rest of this just with Spectre. And thank you, Kaga, for taking out Azrael in the end. Cover shot procs. Now, let's go ahead and do, I don't know, a couple more battles and then call it a video. Say goodbye to the YouTubers and hello to the Patreons. I'm gonna need to go buy some PvP energy. And actually, fair warning, and I'm gonna do this now. And sorry, it's gonna be a little bit of an aside, and I'm gonna then cut this clip and then put it like somewhere else, but this needs to be said to me. This deal here, 100 frags, and then 1,000 legendary essence, to me, may be the worst possible deal they have in this entire game. Like, you're getting 100 hero frags. That is not enough to do any damn thing. And then you get 1,000 legendary energy. You get that, you get 800 from running the purple essence node one time, the last node one time. Even if you're early game, to waste 8,000 gems on this does not make any sense because she's a freebie toon. She's a freebie toon. Get as many of the frags as you can get from her event and then leave it. Develop her from there. But wasting 8,000 gems to get 100 hero frags from her. Okay, for perspective, 8,000 gems is enough for me to take a character from 0 with no gear all the way up to 70-11. 4,000 gems is enough for me to take a character from 60-10 to 70-11. So that means in that 8,000 gems, I could just take one character that I have and take him from 0. I could take Jace Fox, for example. I get him in Siege. I could take him from 0 to 70-11 with those 8,000 gems. Or the 60, I have a 60-10 Green Arrow Emerald Knight that I'm leaving 60-10 for specific reasons. But I could literally take him up to 70-11 and Eradicator, Blackfire, name one of my Garrick, one of my other 60-10s. I could take those two and take them both up to 70-11. Or I could get 100 frags. 100 frags and 1,000 essence. Horrible deal. If you are early and just starting out this game, do not waste your gems on that pack ever. All right, there's my rant. So now we're gonna go get some PvP energy, do a couple more battles, and then call it a video. Like I keep seeing, and every time I see that, I just roll my eyes at it, and then I'm like, maybe I should tell somebody. But I think, I mean, even if you were new to the game, even when I was new, I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem right. So even if you're new to the game, I hope you do not fall for that trick. Even if you're like, well, my roster isn't deep and I need to, no. Just because she's a freebie toon. Because this is literally her month. Her event started today, or at least for me, Saturday. So like her event started today. No reason, okay? None whatsoever. All right, let's go ahead and go here. This lineup is a little bit less worrisome as long as, you know what? Let me go ahead and put Cheetah in instead of Martian Manhunter. Spectre feels like he makes everything a little bit too easy. Maybe, okay, you know what? Since what I'm looking at, I will do a farmable team, and then I'll call it a video. So we have Cheetah, who is farmable all over Heroic Campaign. You have Castaway Green Arrow, who you're going to get from the PvP week, Monday, Tuesday for me. Then you have, who else is farmable? So I need some more, maybe one more physical to back up Kaga, and then Another heavy-hitting Mystic. I am tempted to put in Black Adam, but calling him farmable is a bit much. He has one node at the end of chapter 8, so yeah. I have a bunch of offensive jokes that just went into my head that I could have said as like calling him farmable is like, and I don't want to say offensive jokes on YouTube right now. Okay, so Grundy will be our taunter to protect us just in case Arcus decides to go off. And then, actually, you know what? I might just leave all of Black Flash to Kaga and then let Kaga get his revenge against Black Flash, pushing him out. And then I will let Star Sapphire. So Grundy farmable and red alerts, and then Star Sapphire farmable and red alerts. So let's go. Let's go. Let me go ahead and guess what I'm about to do. Drink my coffee. All right, so now that we're going first, you know what? I'm tempted to attack Arcus, but I don't want him to ramp. Also, would be tempted to attack Black Flash, meaning also, and I'm doing it because I want to weaken him a little bit and then hope that I can, all right, no, not as much. So now here's the thing. Here's what just happened and why I was not scared of Arcus there at all. For those of you who are new, if a character is invisible and hits another character that likes to retaliate, like your Azrael, well, Azrael doesn't count because they have true sight, but still, like your Kodas, like your Arcuses, if Wonder Woman champion of the Amazons, Wonder Woman Coda, so for example, just their Red Hood does the same thing. On the A3, they do an AoE attack but become invisible at the same time. Even if Arcus ramps up in that moment, let me go ahead and give him a buff immunity, thereby neutering Arcus a good bit. Even if they ramp and they're about to retaliate, they don't retaliate against invisible. So you don't have to worry about, I didn't have to worry about Kaga getting taken out by, ooh, boom. I didn't have to worry about Kaga getting taken out by Arcus because I knew that he was going to be invisible and that Arcus wasn't going to be able to retaliate. So there's that. I can't even do that because he has that buff immunity up. So, let's go ahead. He still has invisibility right now, so let's reduce the turn meter of Arcus a bit. Hopefully, Cheetah still can't take him out. There we go, Sapphire. Sorry, Freudian slip, I guess. All right, so here he has these. Well, empower strength ups on Lex don't really matter, but he's about to get some buffs removed and turn meter reduced. Boom, gotta love that. Cheetah gives him all turn meter again. Grundy's enraged, and so he attacks Lex. Star Sapphire does her thing. So it's all looking good. And Kaga even has his debuff immunity up. So that's a farmable team with him. Kaga is extremely plug and play. He is definitely worth the investment. He's definitely worth you putting your gems, your frags, or like pursuing the frags or whatever. He's worth it. He's worth it. So as you get him, definitely work on him, definitely develop him, especially if you're in the early and mid game. Hell, even if you're late game, there's still places where I can put Kaga in and I just don't per se, because I'm kind of doing like other things, like trying to figure out stuff for the channel. But he's incredible. He was incredible. He remains incredible. So as I say goodbye to my YouTubers, thank you guys for watching. Check out the links below. Please like, please subscribe. Be on the lookout for the Hall of Fame vote. I think I'm actually going to do that if I can develop the idea enough. Then I just did the verses, so that's fine. There's another thing coming up, and I wanted to like shout it out here, but I cannot remember what it is. I was thinking about doing a Jace Fox series, like going through Siege. Not sure I'm going to do that. Got to put out a Batman video, the Batman CC rework. Oh, that was it. I wanted to do top 5, and somebody put this in the comments too, and it was an idea I thought of, and then they reminded me of that idea, but regardless. Top 5 toons that should be in the game. Now, here's how I'm going to do that video, and that video might be a couple weeks away because I have a lot of stuff like that. This is the list of video. I don't have enough time. This is the list of videos that I have like are coming, right? Like each line is a different video, and I only release 3 videos a week outside of what's going on in Patreon. And so it might be a while before it happens, but top 5 toons that should be in the game, and then the top 5 that should be removed. And so, like, for example, off the top of my head, and this, no, I'm not going to say him. Okay. A lot of people like him. I don't, so I'm not really going to shed a tear that he's not in the game. Plastic Man. A lot of people like Plastic Man. I don't care for him. I don't care if he's in the game or not. However, some people say Plastic Man should be in the game. But if you're saying he should be in the game, that means there's somebody in the game you got to remove. So, like, Plastic Man should be in the game because you think he's a great hero, and. However, you want to remove one from the game. I think one automatic that I want to remove from the game is Joker Suicide Squad. Like, he's not worth it. He's not worthy of that. If you were going to put, I just thought of one that should be in the game. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to write that down. Where's my pen? I just thought of one that should be in the game. I'm so happy I just thought of that. All right, so I'm going to keep that one to myself and then put it in the video. However, then I will remove Joker Suicide Squad because if Joker Suicide Squad is in the game, he was one Joker that is by far, and I know the dude was trying, and I give him credit for trying to go completely on the other end. And I don't think he was actually terrible. I think the character was written terrible. I think the setup they did was terrible. He himself, I guess he did okay-ish. I don't know. It's hard for me. I don't like him. I'm trying to be fair to the actor who was trying to do his best with the role that he was given. That was basically a dumpster fire. But, like, he ain't great. So, one movie where Joker was a side character that nobody really liked. Why do you deserve to be in this game? You don't. Plastic Man over Joker Suicide Squad does deserve to be in the game. So, if I were going to say that, boom, it would be Joker Suicide Squad out, but I'm going to put Plastic Man in. Plastic Man I don't care about, but there's going to be another one that I'm about to plop in that I just thought was going to be awesome. So anyway, to my YouTubers, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.